Tuesday, everyone. It's a new week, and I'm filming this in my office right now. And if you keep seeing me look off, one of my neighbors is testing out his new crotch rocket. Seeing this guy ride around on this thing up and down our street is just, it's an interesting way to start the morning. But I made it to the other side of that wedding photo shoot in one piece, and can I just say I'm so happy it's over. I have a huge weight lifted off of my shoulders, and I'm excited for the next project. Now, over this coming week, as I start getting photos in, I'll talk a little bit more about the experience and show off the photos. There were amazing photographers there who were so generous to show me what they were taking photos of as they were doing it, and everything looked amazing. So I met a lot of really wonderful people, and I'm excited to see what they did, but the experience on the back side of it was definitely one that I'm going to be keeping in my memory. Now at the shop today, I have my mom coming in to help me. Now that she's retired, I finally get some help at the shop. Since 2018, I've been doing it all by myself, and having an extra pair of hands there, it helps more than I can express. But we have a lot of pieces coming in for the next collaboration shoot in August, and I have a lot of merchandise for the shop coming in as well. So it's going to be a very busy day, and one that I feel a sense of zen going into now that I completed this big hurdle and I got through it the best that I could. And I'm ready for a new week and for new opportunities, and just taking a breath. So let's get this week started. All right, so it's way later today. I completely forgot to film anything when I got in the shop. We had tons of shipments coming in. I was waiting for these lock display cabinets that I got from IKEA to be delivered. That was a whole ordeal. It's just been a crazy, hectic day. So before I leave for the day, I just wanted to show some of the pieces. I had a buying appointment today, unexpected, and the woman brought in a bunch of vintage cosmetics. I want to give a quick peek, still cleaning it up a bit. I'll give a little bit more detail of these tomorrow, but I love how I got one of these in the original box, unopened, gorgeous. And she gave me the whole drawer that all of these were in, and there's some things in there. A lot of it's gonna have to be thrown, but again, have to clean it off. It has a lot of dirt and age on it. But we got some cool kids lipsticks and chapsticks. Got some lipsticks from Tussie. There we go, focus in. So just want to give a quick peek at all of these, and then when I come back in tomorrow, we will open them up and get a little bit of a closer peek at what I got. It's the next day, and I got a lot to do today. As you can see, the back room looks a little bit different right now. I've had to move everything from this side over because I got my long-awaited display shelves. Now, with my grant money, I had ordered these, I think it was over almost a month ago, and these are all lock glass cabinets that I intend on putting some of my archive pieces in there on a permanent display. That was part of my grant, that I wanted to share a lot of what I have in my archive in my collection with people who want to learn more about the significance of a lot of the pieces that we often take for granted. Now, last year I did what I called my mini museum, and it was actually this cabinet that I had to kind of tuck over in this corner right here, and I had rotating little exhibits. I had vintage burlesque pieces, I had vintage lingerie, vintage cosmetics, and I have these little cards that explain the significance of all of them. My favorite were these set of false eyelashes and the history behind false eyelashes and some of the myths behind their creation. Now, with these shelves, I have an idea of what I want to put in them. I've got 3. There are 2 kind of mid-size ones that I'm probably going to put some of the vintage lingerie pieces and the vintage cosmetics in. But this one right here is the larger cabinet, and it's probably about the size of this bookshelf. And I haven't quite decided what I want to put in this one yet. I might try to do clothing displays, or if I can somehow fit some of my Elizabeth Taylor pieces in there on a mannequin. I don't know how that's going to work, but I have ideas. So this bigger one is probably the last one I'll put up. I'm going to attempt to put these up by myself. I bought them at IKEA. Getting them shipped here was a whole other experience, but IKEA is not known for having the easiest of furniture pieces to put together, especially with their lack of instructions. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Now, yesterday I showed a couple of pieces of vintage cosmetics that I got in an impromptu buying appointment. So my goal today is to clean up and separate out the ones that I want to keep for the shop's archive collection and then get some ready to put up online and go up for sale. Now, as with the last video, if there are any pieces you're interested in, by the time this video is uploaded and released, I should have some of these cosmetic pieces on the website. If you like any of these hats here, I think they're on the website as well. But then I have another buying appointment at 11:30 this morning. It's clothing, so we'll see what comes up. I usually don't get a good idea of what people are bringing in until they get here. So I'm hoping it's something really good. We'll see. It's not going to be as hectic of a day as it was yesterday, but it's still going to be pretty busy. But I wouldn't have it any other way because it's my kind of busy. In the jumbled mess here on my couch, I have new lights for my dressing room. Now, when I've showed some videos of my dressing room, it wasn't originally a dressing room when I moved into this spot. It was just a little overhang that I think they had racks of clothing at one point, and it was just kind of a wasted space. So a couple of years ago, every January, I take the first week of January off. And I always have these really big projects that I want to get done. And that project was to build a wall in between the dressing rooms. I just had one giant dressing room, and then I put a curtain in the middle. And the curtain was okay, but I had some incidents where it just it wasn't working. Now, as you can see at the dressing room, this is the wall I built. I built it by myself. I'd never built a wall before, but I did it all by myself. And it's actually pretty sturdy. I'm pretty proud, but you can see it was just this big open space. And over the course of having my space since 2020, I just keep trying to do different things with this room. I like having these curtains. Eventually, I'd like to get doors that lock, and I'll explain a little bit of that later, but this is the lighting we have right now, and as you can tell, it's not ideal, especially over here. I ran out of rope light, so it doesn't quite light up everything the way I want it to. When I moved in here, I didn't get any loans. I didn't have a lot of money behind me, so I had to just work with what I could. And slowly, as the years have gone by, I've tried to do more permanent things, just make this easier. So those wall sconces are supposed to go in the dressing rooms. I got one for each room, but I'm not completely sure they're going to be bright enough. So I might put those in and then rework these rope lights. But for now, it does what it needs to. But the reason why I want doors with locks, I ended up having to lock these curtains because I did have an individual that would come in to the shop and hide in these rooms and behind the curtains, and sometimes I wouldn't see them go in there, and there's a lot behind it, but I would really love to have actual locked doors, and that's for one of the reasons, obviously, for people not being able to just come in here and try things on without me checking with them. I get a lot of kids that come in here and will play, and as you can see, it's like I have that mirror, and I have all these things, and I just don't want anything to fall on them. So it's a safety thing as well, but it's a goal. Slowly getting there, but the lights are another big part, and I'm very ready to get those installed. So hopefully I'll get those up this weekend. Now, what I have to do now is I forgot I had to pack an eBay order. I do have an online eBay store. I use it for some of the higher ticket items and for things that I don't necessarily want to keep on the floor. And I just sold a hat on my eBay shop, and now I have the task of trying to get it out because I blocked myself in. Now, what I have to do now is I forgot I had to pack an eBay order. I do have an online eBay store. I use it for some of the higher ticket items and for things that I don't necessarily want to keep on the floor. And I just sold a hat on my eBay shop, and now I have the task of trying to get it out because I blocked myself in. And as you can see, it's this beautiful floral hat that I showed a few videos ago. I'm going to get it all packed up and ready to go to its new home and new owner who will love and appreciate it. Okay, I have been slowly throughout the day starting to unpack shelf number 1. This is actually the one I wanted to put up first, and it just happened to be the look of the box. So, wish me luck. I'm going to try to do this by myself. I haven't had nearly enough caffeine today, but I'm going to give it a go. And also, I have been kind of just trying to figure out some of the different settings on this camera, and I've been tinkering with the sound settings. So for those who have a hard time hearing me on this, I apologize. I'm trying to make it better. So we'll see if this did anything. All right, so this is as far as I got. So the thing with IKEA furniture, for anyone who hasn't put anything together from IKEA, as much as you want to try to put it together by yourself, there are times when it's close to impossible, and this is one of those times. So these legs right here are supposed to go in an X, and they're supposed to just stand up, and then I put that frame on top of it, screwed in, yada yada. Well, they don't stand up by themselves, and I can't hold them up while I'm trying to put this on. And I tried to like put my foot on the base of each one to keep it standing, but it wasn't working. So I will not get this done before I close tonight. So thankfully my amazing partner agreed to come here and help me with it tonight after dinner, because I really am just eager to get at least one cabinet set up and get some pieces in it. It's been a long time coming, and I really want to get this going. All right, so it's the next day, and we finally got this cabinet put together. Came in late last night, got it done, but boy, can I say, IKEA furniture hits me every single time. It was a little bit rough putting it together, but here it is. Now you can't really see, it's kind of this seafoamy type green. And the reason why I wanted this is because it has a locked door. So here, grab that, move to the other side. So I came in early so I could start putting up our first permanent display, and I decided this section, since I have a bunch of soaps over here, perfume oils, nail polishes, is going to be a lot of vintage beauty and cosmetics. Now the reason why I really wanted and needed to get a cabinet that had a lock on it is because last year I started my first mini museum, and I had a cabinet, I think I showed it earlier, very similar to this, didn't have a lock on it, and someone went in and stole one of my vintage bras. You probably saw it if you watched the very first vintage lingerie video. It was the Miriam Gates circle bra, and I believe it was the black one. And I saw the girl do it, and I chased her down the block into another business, and I blocked the door until she gave it back. So needless to say, a locked door was needed. My goal today is to start getting this first little exhibit up, get some pieces organized for the pool house shoot that is now in 2 weeks. I'm kind of freaking out, and just getting myself organized today. Slowly starting to get things put together. As you can see on some of these, I have little QR codes. And what I wanted people to be able to do is if they wanted to learn more about these pieces, they could scan the QR code and it'll take them right to the archive site and they can read my post on it. And for other pieces that I either don't have in the archive or I didn't do a dedicated little card to, I made this kind of a little bit of a story and I don't know, just some fun tidbits about a lot of these pieces and their inception. All right, let's keep trucking. Et voila. I have everything all set up in here. I have the door shut so you'll see a little bit of the glare, but I have some nail polishes, false lashes. Go down to the second shelf. I have some vintage eyeliner pots, liquid eyeshadow, those two that I just recently bought, some powders. A lot of these are up on the archive website. I'll put the link down below. And we have this amazing Q-Tex full manicure kit. I'm really excited. This is stage 1 of our archive being brought out into the public sphere. I have 2 cases left to go. These next 2 are the bigger ones. I don't know why I thought this one was going to be smaller, and I thought, oh, this will be easier. Get the easier one done first. Well, the others are way bigger than this. So that's going to be a project for the rest of the week. I don't know if I have the stamina to do another shelf today, but I feel really good to finally get this one completed and just to show people that everything we use today came from somewhere. And it's really cool to look back and just see the history of beauty and cosmetics and how it led us to where we are today. Very, very happy with this. It's the end of the day, and I am starting to get things all sectioned off and put in their garment bags for the pool house shoot. I am so excited for this that I am getting everything set up. Well, I say early, it's about a week and a half until the shoot, but I think that's just right on time. I just received a vintage hot pink slip for one of my models, and this one's from the 90s. And anything red and pink is really hard to get a good grasp of what the actual shade is online, but I'm absolutely obsessed with this, and I have the most killer shoes that are gonna go with this, and look, it's gonna be perfection. I'm hopefully getting those shoes in tomorrow. I'm not a shoe person, but I've just been really inspired, and I purchased a bunch of cool shoes on Depop, and getting these with a lot of these outfits is just gonna be insane. Oh, I'm excited to have a good palette cleanser of a shoot and just do something fun amongst trusted friends and creatives. We'll see what tomorrow brings. It's Friday morning. I got into the shop a little bit early today because I just want to get another head start on getting things organized and put away for the shoot. And I was going through a lot of my archive now that I can actually step back here and look. I've been able to go through some things. It's still not organized, so I'm having to kind of poke through things and find where I put X and Y and Z. But I found a bunch of my vintage Vanity Fair sleepwear pieces. Let's see if I can spread these out a little bit. Okay, that hanger doesn't want to move. Anywho. But I found a lot of these pieces, and I have 4 total, and I think I might bring these with to the shoot because there is a green jungle themed room. And I thought having all three lovely women in these pieces would just be really cool. So I'm packing all of them up. I love the animal print Vanity Fair. I've been collecting a lot of it. I've sold some of it in the past, but these are the ones that I've decided to keep. You can't really see the shape of them, but you will. So getting those all packed up and ready to go. Now, when I do these shoots, I don't stick with just one decade or time period. As you can see here, let me get these out of the bag. I am going full force with the 90s and very, very early 2000s. So I have this Delia's zebra print cardigan with these really cool mismatched buttons, and I'm pairing it over, see, I kind of buried it here, see a little bit of it. It's this denim ruffle mini dress. Now, I have used this mini dress in a previous shoot on the same model, and I'll hopefully remember to put in or insert a photo of her here. And I loved how it looks so much, and I've just still been inspired by it. This is the period that I grew up, and I don't know, the denim look just, it's very reminiscent of Britney Spears. And if you remember that band Dream, girl band Dream, I don't know, it really spoke to me. So I'm going to pair these together, and I'm going to start getting all of these outfits labeled for what room I want these to be worn in. We only have 4 hours for the shoot, and it's a big house, lots of rooms, lots of options. We have 2 photographers, 4 models, and I want to utilize the space as much as humanly possible. So I want everything to be ready to go and put them on the models and just have at it. Now, I've been sitting back here and writing notes about some of the things I want to get done before we head out to the shoot. And as you can see, the floor in my back room, it's a little gross, so sorry about that. But a lot of what I need to get done are a lot of sewing things. That embellished faux pearl jacket and tuck suit, I'm bringing it to the shoot because the measurements almost exactly match the male model that we have going to this shoot. So I'm going to keep embellishing it and get it to the place that I wanted it to get to originally. I have to pull some of the contemporary pieces that are on the floor. I do sell great vintage inspired pieces from small indie brands, and there's one line that we just did a shoot with about a month ago, and I loved it on my model Cora, so I'm going to pull more for that, and then other little pieces that I need to pull to get this all ready. And I'm going to try to maybe start embellishing that tux jacket this morning. I have more pieces coming in for the shoot, and I also have merchandise for the store coming in. So I'm going to have a lot to do and a lot to unpack. So I'm just trying to pace myself and get little things done here and there while I have a moment. I just got another shipment in of pieces for the photo shoot, and these I'm very excited for. These are a pair of floral Jeffrey Campbell platform heels, and I believe it was earlier I showed you the hot pink slip I have one of the models wearing, and I'm gonna have her wear these platforms with it. Kind of cheated a bit. I got them in my size just so I could wear them after the shoot if I wanted. They're so gorgeous, but I'm willing to bet they're gonna be very hard to walk in. I'm super excited to pair these with some of the outfits. Now this box I just got, the majority of it are going to be pieces that will be up for sale at the shop, but there's a special piece in here that I got specifically for the archive, that piece from this designer I've been coveting for so long. To some, this may look like, a cute little black dress, but for fashion lovers and those who love good tailoring, this is the designer for you. This dress is from prolific designer Pauline Drugere. She launched her first collection in the early 40s, and The structure and the tailoring of all of her garments. She was known for simple but structured silhouettes, but they definitely made a very bold statement. It's said that she didn't sketch out any of her designs. She draped them right on the dress form or the model, and it just shows you work with the body. Now, some of her most notable clients were Jackie Kennedy, Lena Horne, Angela Lansbury, Betty Davis, Wallace Simpson. She also designed many of Patricia Neal's costumes for the iconic film Breakfast at Tiffany's. A lot of the additional dresses were designed by the amazing Edith Head, which I hope to own one of her designs someday. But this dress is, I believe, from the 80s, so it's not one of her earlier original dresses, which I really want. But this is a really great piece from her ready-to-wear line. She really revolutionized bringing good quality and designer fashions to the average everyday woman and made them a lot more accessible. I'm beyond excited that I can finally add one of her pieces to the archive and collection. Needs a little bit of work, but I'm beyond excited. Here are the rest of the items I got. Some cool 60s knitwear, cool 70s maxi dress. All of these need to be laundered and treated. Got this cool, beautiful silk blazer. And then I also got this Alfred Shaheen print maxi dress. Alfred Shaheen is known for these beautiful, stunning prints and colors. As you can see, the dress does have a lot of rust staining on it. I'm gonna try working on it, see what I can do, but structurally it's amazing. It just has some rust stains scattered throughout. So my goal tonight is to get working on these so I can get them out on the floor as soon as possible. It's Sunday afternoon. Saturday got a little hectic and busy, so I wasn't able to film anything, but I finally got this pink velvet suit back from the wedding shoot I did on Monday. Not gonna lie, I almost didn't know if I was going to get it back. But I was hoping that I could just hand wash this at home, clean it up. The model that was wearing it when it was like 90 plus degrees. He was sweating in it, and I guess decided to wear it to actually get married. So, anywho, I got it back. And I had to hand wash it because, yeah, they didn't dry clean it. Whatever, it's fine. But it washed up pretty nice. It's all velvet, but it's polyester velvet, so I was able to wash it. I am going to steam it out today, get it back to looking lovely, and get some other things packed up for an exciting project that I am not directly involved in, but a friend of mine is, and I'm really excited to see what they do. So yesterday, part of the reason why I was so busy, obviously it was Saturday, we had customers in, but my amazing friend Tyler, who has done some beautiful photo shoots for my shop, I'll insert some of her work here. She and this amazing young woman, Jordan, are working on a short film that they're going to start filming the day after our pool house shoot. She's got a lot on her plate and ambitious as I'll get out. And their film is set at a camp. And it's going to be set in modern times, but they wanted to have some of that vintage, kind of late 70s, early 80s flair. So I let them come in back and pick out some pieces that they wanted to use or were thinking of using. Got this Oscar de la Renta blouse, this 1970s, if I can move this, Salem, Massachusetts tourist t-shirt, this really cool MTV sweater, and then I brought in this 70s Rainbow Cafe ringer tee. And this has special meaning to me because it belonged to my late uncle. I was never able to meet him. He passed away at the age of 29, well before I was born. And he basically took restaurants, struggling restaurants, and turned them into gold. He helped do a lot of number crunching and marketing for Bobby McGee's out in Brea. I think he did some near Los Angeles, all up and down the coast. And this was one of the last things that I have of his that I kept, and I just remembered it while I was looking for pieces for their film, and I thought this would be perfect and be kind of cool with the history behind it. So today I'm going to get those all bagged up and packed up, and I'm so excited that these pieces are getting a whole new life with people that I trust, love, care about, and who are just some of the most creative people I've been lucky enough to meet. So I'll get those steamed, bagged, and off to their new adventure. All right, it's Sunday night, and this is where I'm gonna end the episode today. We are putting together this is the second cabinet. My partner Charles, say hi Charles, is graciously helping me. We already have the first one set up over there. This is gonna be the second one. And I'm hoping to get some of my vintage lingerie collection on display in there by Tuesday. So I'm signing out for the week. It's been a very, very long week. I'm excited it's over. And the next time I hop on here, hopefully you'll see this cabinet in all its glory, packed with stunning vintage lingerie. We'll see you again next week. Bye.